Why has music tailed off in movies, TV, and stuff like that? It's big, of course. It still generates money and eyes and attention and all that, but not nearly as much as when a few years ago. Okay, why is that? It's stagnant. A lot of it's stagnant, and this is just my opinion. Um, because a lot of things have already been done in music. Whatever genre you're in, you're pretty much regurgitating old stuff. For instance, like with my music has like all different types of old different genres. Um, why is music and why was it so huge? Because of the relatability. Just like the people who the folks who watch my videos um and pay attention to things I say. It's a relatability. Um the message that's being sent, whether it's a movie, a TV show, um a song, it's a message. Um there'll probably be some innovations when it comes to music, or somebody will be come out with something really creative, something different. Of course, that's going to continue. But in the past, music and movies and TV were put there to program people, to control people. Um, there have been certain artists that have came uh, that had a message that the elites didn't like. They didn't want them to. They were exposing them too much. There's one hit wonders for a reason. There was rotation, radio or MTV. They had a rotation, and what they did was they played the song in your head. You might not have really liked it at first, and whatever, and then you heard it a few more times, and it kind of started to stick, and then finally it stuck, and now it's embedded in your head. You know, people can say the music industry has taken a nosedive because of technology. People don't have to pay as much money for it anymore. We could just stream music, and I've heard people talk about. I just heard a video of this person saying her mom didn't want uh, to get rid of her CDs because she owned that music and she didn't want to forget about it. I think that's what Tim Pool was talking about, some type of story. And it's true. You do forget about certain things, certain bands. But what's crazy is what I like about music now is I really haven't listened to the Beatles much, and like I never really try to go out and listen to them on my own. And then at work the other day, I put on the Beatles, and they played all these songs I knew. I know I didn't even like I heard them off of movies or whatever, maybe a commercial or something. I don't know, but I heard it. But it's crazy all the different songs that they made that are really popular. I didn't even realize they did those. So there's a lot of good things when it comes to technology. You know, when you go on Spotify, it'll play the top five most popular songs that they created. But the whole point of music is because I used to listen to music all the time. And I'm gonna be honest. I create music. I've and I spend more time. I used to listen to music all the time when I was younger, like all the time. It was always on. Whether I was playing a video game, just um being on the internet, uh, making a poem, drawing, painting, whatever. I was listening to music, driving around. Now I don't really listen to music that much, honestly. I used to just sit in my room and listen to music. That's all I used to do. And not all I used to do, but that I used to do that a lot. I couldn't imagine being able to have the technology we have now with Bluetooth back then, being able to skateboard. That would have been so cool. Um, but um, I spend a lot of my time, and it could be because I'm old. This could be because I'm old, okay? I spend a lot of my time listening to podcasts now. It really resonates with me like music resonated with me back in the day because music is just people getting a type of message out. Um, that's it. That's all it is. And then there's relatability. It's very few songs that I felt that vibration. And the if you listen to a song and it comes on and you're really vibing with it, you can feel that vibration in your nervous system going up your back. It's like a tingly feeling. You don't get it a lot. I never got it a lot. I got it maybe like 10 songs in my whole life where I got that that connectivity. Um Maybe it was um that vibe that the people who created the song felt when they created it. And maybe I just felt what they felt when they were producing it. Maybe that's what it is. That's why you get that vibe, that energy. But there is a certain type of energy when it comes to music, definitely. But I think podcasts are the future, man. I think that there's a lot of healing that could happen, right? This is where therapy is good. Now, a lot of therapists are stupid, and I hear like the red pill, like, keep it all in. You make sure you keep everything in here. And yeah, you can definitely use that toxic type of um, or any toxic energy as motivation. Like I seen some type of video with Andrew Tate, right? There was some girl breaking up with them. He was skinny. He looked nerdy. He had glasses, and then it shows him walking down the street, big now with the shaved head, getting in a Bugatti, and basically he used that motivation to build up who he is now, which is cool. But I think he still has that trauma. I think he still has it. And I think that getting over traumas is talking about it. I'm way more open than a regular masculine man because I just don't really care. Um, if you think that I'm a complainer, if you think I'm cringe, whatever, go ahead, think what you want. But this is me being authentic. Um, for the most part, because I have to like censor myself for being on YouTube, and I have to filter things. Um, there is like that when I was talking about that stuff yesterday in that video, those 50 minutes at the end, man. That's like a lot of things that people don't know about me that I let out, and what could happen? It's just like OnlyFans, right? Some girl makes a OnlyFans. Some dude finds her OnlyFans. She was dating. She really liked him, wanted to marry him, and then he breaks up. Well, some female that I really like could see that one day and be like, "Nah, he's crazy." And it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Like for me, yeah, I guess I'll be alone. It's cool, man. Just do me. But it's people have a lot of pain and suffering, and I noticed this with people. People are craving attention. People when people talk to me, they want to talk about themselves all the time. And I'm weird because I don't let people get to know me at all. There's not a lot I let out. I'm a definitely an onion. If for me, if you come at me too aggressively, like you have to give me my space, man. It's like a female, dude. It's like a female. If you come at a female too hard, not give her space, she'll be like back off like a cat, man. That's how it is for me. Somebody I don't know. You have to let me. I'm the type of person you have to let me warm up to you, and it takes time for that to happen. Um, if it's forced, I get a back off. I don't want anything to do with that person when I just feel like they're in my face. They're in my face. Um, I need my bubble. I need my bubble. And there's only certain people I feel comfortable allowing in my bubble. Um, people need to be heard. People have a lot of trauma that they've endured in this life, especially in America, because we are toxic as hell here. We are so toxic. People in general are so toxic, and people are good at lying and hiding things. They are. A lot of people act like their life is so great, is so picture perfect. They have a lot of money, and they ain't shit, dude. They don't have shit. They're probably stressed out to the max, but they don't let on. Um, some people be like, call me, I'm not a man because I'm letting out certain information. And yeah, if a female that I'm attracted to and I want to be intimate with watches my videos, she probably won't be attracted to me anymore because she'd be like, the girls don't like that in men. Girls don't want to hear guys get out their emotional traumas or things like that. They just want us to be really, really strong. Um, and that's what the dating people and red pill people get right. They do. Um, but a lot of guys don't know how to get that trauma out. So they turn to drinking. Drinking is huge. Here in America, so many people self medicate because they have severe emotional trauma that they've endured, and they're masking it with either food, alcohol, drugs, instead of actually dealing with their problems. Um, for instance, like, why does it seem women can get over a relationship so easy? Well, when a woman emotionally disconnects from a man, it's hard to come back from that. And if she's really emotionally invested, it's not something that is going to happen overnight. um, where she detaches emotionally, it takes time for that to happen. If she's like completely emotionally attached to the guy. Um, and how women get over guys so easy is guys don't understand is she's already been emotionally detached from him. He doesn't even know. She's just going through the motions. Um, Either she doesn't know why. Maybe she does know why, and she's with him because he provides comforts for her and luxuries, and she's just waiting to find somebody else. Or she thinks that maybe he's going to change, so she sticks around. But women tend to get over things quicker because they talk about things and get it off their chest. And I think that holding on to traumas, um, telling people to shut up, uh, people on my side are like, they don't see why people on the left are crazy. They don't see why. They just want them. They're just like, okay, they're crazy, blah blah blah. They should just man up or whatever. But they don't know what they've been through. They don't know what traumas they've been through. Like they're pretty much, these people on the left are, they're just crying out for help, man. That's what they're doing. They want attention. That's why they're acting out the way they are, because they're like a little kid seeking attention from their parents, and their parents is just society in general. It's just like a teenager rebelling against their parents. You know, they rebel because um, they're mad at their parents, dude. They're mad at their parents. The parents screwed up, and the parents' egos will not allow them to apologize and acknowledge their mishandlings and mistreatments of that kid. So that kid rebels. When my parents split up when I was 3, and that's what something I said, I have abandonment issues and trust issues. I was an asshole when I was a kid. Honestly, I told my mom I hated her. I told my mom I wanted to die. I wanted her to die. And I was like 7. Imagine your 7-year-old saying that shit to you, especially back then. And I would destroy my room. I would destroy it at a pure rage. I was so angry. So fucking angry as a kid. And at 10, my mom sat down to me and I let it out. And a lot of it was, I thought it was my fault that they split up. And I held on to that resentment and that rage. And I bottled it up and I wasn't heard. I think that parents need to keep that communication open with their kids and tell their kids if they have a problem, there's something that they did wrong when they were younger, the communication is open for them to come in and talk about what they did wrong. So at age of 10, I calmed down a lot. Still angry, still a little bit rebellious when I was in my teens, but I wasn't as reckless as I would have been if I didn't do that. I probably would have held on to the anger even more so in my teens and been even worse if I didn't have that opportunity to get that off my chest and get a different perspective. So a good way to heal for parents to help heal their kids, like heal with them, is, you know, you need to really, and I don't think it's too late if your kids are adults and they don't talk to you no more. The best thing you can do is whether you got to write in a letter because they ain't talking to you no more, or you got to tell them, be like, I apologize for, and acknowledge some things that you need to sit down and think about things that you have done wrong that could have put them in this position where they don't want to talk to you no more. They want nothing to do with you. You need to do that. Tell them that the communication is open. If they want you are more than open for them to come and talk to you and get all their feelings out, all their resentment out. And that is a good way for you to build a bridge to healing. Maybe they just hold on to that resentment and there's nothing you can do about it, but at least you tried. I think that's part of I never did it, but that's a part of the 12-step program where you pretty much you go up to people you wrong and you apologize and hope for some type of forgiveness. But and maybe you did something wrong where you never will get that forgiveness, but at least you tried. And I think there's a lot of wrongs that have happened in society to different groups of people, and people are holding on to this resentment. And I think that there is things being taught to the young people, and they see things, but they hold on to resentment and anger because they're not being heard. They don't have a platform to be heard. For instance, my platform isn't as big as I want it to be. Because I feel like I've been suppressed. Even if I come out with a short, like I just did yesterday, talking about some interview, it's only got like 20 views. I had a video that had 400,000 views, and I got 1,500 subscribers. So obviously I'm being suppressed. So there is going to be some anger and resentment towards the people who are suppressing my voice. And the more that people's voices are suppressed, their speech is suppressed, whatever kind of speech it is, it just builds more resentment and anger. If they have the opportunity to get out whatever they feel and have if they could have a civil discussion with somebody, and perhaps that person could change their perspective slightly, that would do a lot of healing. And we need to move forward. We need to move forward as humans. Let go of our traumas as much as we can. For me, I don't really hold any. There's some things, but like I said, it comes to being not being able to say what you want to say, or people are actually like really listening to you, that you want to listen to you. This whole thing of hold on to that shit, man, that is so prehistoric. That is so prehistoric. Like this whole manly thing, like you should be able to get out. It doesn't have to be to your partner. It doesn't have to be out to the, like, possibly to the world. If you make something like this, but you should be able to get it out to somebody that is actually going to seem like they listen and have some compassion. A lot of people don't want to listen nowadays. They just want to bleh, bleh. And that's because nobody's listened to them. And I think that Twitter being a avenue for people to be able to get out how they feel, whether that becomes like a shit show or not. Being called out on things and actually putting some thought to something and undoing um, programming, whether it's from your parents or our masters, and coming up with a different perspective is huge to evolving for us to all to accept each other's cultures, to not hold on to fucking stereotypes so nobody else can participate and think like, oh man, that's cool. I like that. I like how they wear that headdress and that type of culture. I want to start wearing that. And then you hear about, oh, that's cultural appropriation or whatever. Like you're wearing a fucking like you're making fun of him. Humor is for us to bring each other together, and people um people are too serious, and making fun of yourself and other people putting digs on you in a playful type of way, not like trying to intentionally like bring you down or nothing, is healthy, I think. The reason why humor is the funniest thing when um, there's a lot of truth involved is because of relatability. For instance, I was laughing my ass off yesterday when I seen somebody put a TikTok up. Um, Russell Wilson, he's a football player for the Broncos, and he just switched teams this year, and he's not doing too good. So everyone's like ragging on him because he's kind of like fake or whatever. So he was on a flight with this team to London to play in London, and he was saying on the flight he was doing some film study, and he was doing like when everyone's sleeping, he's like doing leg exercises in the aisle and shit. So people are making these TikToks of basically taking his videos of him and putting it in like a plane, and the relatability is putting yourself in the position to see that, being on the plane yourself and seeing him act like a fool doing that type of stuff. So you can see like reality and truths makes things more relatable so people can see the humor in things, and it brings people together. um I don't know. I think that there's a lot of healing that needs to happen in this world. I think that humans are tribalistic, and I think that people um I think that's an old style way of thinking, feeling like you have to be a part of a group of people, and that just creates more division. um you don't have to be accepting of debauchery or things like that, or people trying to force their beliefs on you. What I'm saying is, if people would like, if people were heard, I think there'd be a lot less hostility in the world, instead of, because once speech is shut down, that's when violence comes. When people feel like they have no other opportunity in dialect, or the other side just not listening or negotiating, then violence happens. Because it's a primal thing. Humans are still primal. And we're continuously, well, we can evolve past all that and be civil and treat people with respect and let go of jealousies and things like that, conditionings in general. um yeah, that's enough of that.